Hello, this is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie. I need to ask you guys an important question.
Okay.
Did you give anybody the address for One Episode, the One Episode Rule office?
I always give people the address. I've done nothing but give the address out for the last 3 days.
Oh, well, I was going to say it wasn't me, so I guess we've already found the
I guess
culprit.
I guess it was Blackle. But I don't know. It's like I think somebody came up because there wasn't like an envelope around this, but somebody put a VHS tape through the mail slot.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
When did you get a mail slot?
Well, I had it put in.
Oh, specifically for the office. I see.
For the
Never mind.
office. This is a
Continue.
fun bit. The minutiae.
Did you ask accounting about that? Because, or like, how'd
I've
you?
been a mail carrier. A tape would not fit through a mail slot.
We have an accountant.
Yeah, Craig is the accountant.
But anyway, this is all nonsense. Yeah, who are you? How are you guys?
Joey should start.
Me? What?
Yeah, who are you?
Putting me on the spot, Blackle.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What if we introduce each other? Hi, this is our good friend Blackle.
Okay.
Blackle is a creature of chaos.
Uh-huh.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That was fun.
This is a disaster.
What kind of creature is everybody? Because it's Halloween now.
It is Halloween. Welcome
I have never done the
Halloween season.
I'm always the one smithing the meta narrative.
I'm a cat girl, and I'm being disintegrated.
Are you a modern cat girl, or are you like a 80s proto cat girl?
No, I'm sort of like a gummy bear cat girl, and I am being eaten. They've already gotten my legs.
Some sort of like slime they.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a slime they.
Right.
So yeah.
I'm going as Princess Diana this Halloween.
Oh,
you're
fantastic.
Gonna be Princess Diana. Okay, classy. Classy. That's right up there with my JFK costume.
Yeah.
Do you have news? Do you have news for us?
No, I didn't get any news, but we can talk about things that have happened.
Sure.
Things that have happened.
Beloved website co-host is now offline.
Oh, good.
I know. I heard they were killing it.
I heard it didn't make any money.
Lives there. It didn't make any money. They did not know how to monetize that
which
place.
Was the problem.
Tragic.
Yeah.
I heard that Rurouni Kenshin is on hiatus. Yay!
That one we can celebrate being killed.
Because of the author's poor health. Yay!
Yeah.
That's mean even for me. I don't know. He's a sex freak. I don't like him very much.
Sex freak is like the nice way to put it. Like.
Well, he's seen the inside of a prison about it.
Yeah. Not good.
There's also the fact that JJK ended, and I hear it ended well.
Yeah, that one.
I heard it ended better than My Hero Academia. Let's put it that way.
Wow. We've talking about nothing but things ending. Do we have anything that's starting?
Thank you for that flawlessly smooth segue to talk about how there's going to be more free run. I had friends get on my ass for not being excited about the announcement of more free run when I was just like, it was inevitable. What are you talking about?
This is not news. We all knew it was going to happen.
Happy to see it, but I always had faith.
I only feel contentment. The only thing I managed to get hyped about is Uzumaki being available.
Soon.
But yeah, do you guys want to watch this spooky videotape?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care if it curses me.
I'm ready to dim the lights. I'm ready to grab my Halloween candy.
You don't care if you get 7 days.
I don't honestly give a shit about that because you know what? I've already been cursed with like 18 different curses. They're gonna have to fight over me.
This shit ain't nothing to
This
me.
shit ain't nothing to
This shit ain't
me.
nothing to me, man.
So we're gonna watch the Curse of Kazuo Umezu.
Ooh, I love a movie
That's what it
with a curse
says
in the
on the
title.
label. Don't you just love getting together with your girlfriends and getting cut apart on Halloween?
You know what? I hazard to say those stories were quite worrisome.
Getting just drinking beers and getting cut into chunks.
Yeah. And then coming back to life.
And then getting back to get cut into chunks again.
Yeah.
Just girly things.
There's no problems with being cut into chunks.
Every teenager number 47.
Who wants to read this double blurb?
Can we tag team it?
Yeah, you can paragraph it.
Do every other
I'll
word.
do no. I'll do the first.
I'll
sentences.
do the first sentence. Do not toy with the supernatural.
New stories of the consequences that descend upon humans who venture beyond the safe confines of their ordinary worlds. When a gorgeous girl named Rima transfers into Masami's class, she's not only jealous, but also deathly frightened of her. While the boys in class are all tripping over themselves to get to Rima, Masami's having nightmares of a ghastly visitor and finding scars on her body come morning. She asks a friend to help her get evidence to confirm her suspicions about the new girl. But if a picture is worth 1,000 words, a video must be worth far more. The truth can set you free, but it can also be more terrifying than anything you can imagine.
Shy Miko and her more outgoing friend Nanako are enjoying their summer vacation, trying to make the most of their youth. But when horror movie marathons just aren't thrilling enough, Nanako sets her eyes on a new target, an abandoned mansion at the edge of town, said to be haunted. With two other friends in tow, reluctant Miko and gung-ho Nanako enter the mansion. Soon, everything that could go wrong starts going wrong. Only luck or a miracle will allow them to manage to escape the mansion with their lives or their sanity and even their sense of reality.
It didn't. Spoilers.
It didn't.
Is the thing.
Spoilers, luck or a miracle didn't happen.
No, they really didn't.
So I do like, and they also don't mention the framing device, which I like. I assume that the man is supposed to be Kazuo, the Kazuo,
He's
but
kind of like.
I love a little freak just opening a horror story like "Viewer beware, you're in for."
Yeah, he's a little bit puppet pog to me.
He's Crypt Keeper-esque. He's a little laughing salesman-esque.
He's like a little freak clown guy.
Laughing Salesman, a series that we will always reference but never watch.
No.
Yeah. Of the two of these, we'll start with the first one, which I think succeeds more as a work of horror.
Yes. Kind of.
Because yeah, it's there on the tin. Masami is the scaredest looking person I have ever seen, including in reality.
It's really funny.
She's
actually
fucking
really
mortified every second of the day.
And it's funny because every other scene, just not even every other, it's literally every scene ends with they cut to her face, they cut away, she is screaming.
She is
they
just
cut
silently
to her face,
screaming.
She is screaming. They cut
I was
away.
like-
She has fainted onto the ground.
She is fucking like, oh my god, I feel this electric feeling when I look at this girl.
That's why I
Bitch, you're
posted
a lesbian.
my favorite comment on this YouTube video, which
You're
says,
just a lesbian.
"You're just a lesbian, chill out."
Yeah.
She feels this electric feeling, and it's fucking horrifying.
So yes, do we want to like have a miniature rundown of this segment?
So yeah, we will. basically what happens there is we are with the scaredest girl in the world, Masami, whenever a transfer student named Rima moves into her classroom. And Rima is beautiful, and I will give her credit. When every time we are shown Rima, she is uncanny. Her eyes are fucked up.
They draw her eyes with these like square highlights, and it's really interesting.
They're cold, like they're like reptilian.
It's also interesting. She's a transfer student, specifically from Mexico.
Well, she's returning from Mexico.
Hmm.
Um,
I
she has
suppose.
a fully Japanese name, so
Yeah.
but I think her name is like Rima Ogawa or something like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, she's coming back from Mexico, which comes up a little bit later, but it's not really important.
Yeah.
But yeah, the main thing is just she's so beautiful that all of the boys in class are drooling over her. And this is a real hooligan filled classroom too. Um,
Some of them do like an almost like cartoon like
this
wolf
is Tex Avery.
boing.
This is Tex Avery shit. But yeah,
Awooga.
Masami can feel only fucking terror, especially whenever Rima passes her desk uh, to move to her protagonist desk in the back left corner of the room by the window.
Yes.
Um, she straight up faints away.
It's really funny. Masami does not pretend not to be scared of her. She is watching her walk by and is screaming in class, fainting on the floor in class. No
Yeah,
one
yeah,
really.
yeah. The only reason nobody's paying attention because it's wordless, but she has this strangled
Yes.
scream. The whole She's the scaredest person who has ever lived.
Yes.
She we need to refer the Cenobites to her so that they can establish some sort of perpetual fear engine
Yeah.
to power the world. Um, so so yeah, she faints away. And while she's fainted, all the boys are talking to Rima. She's great. And she's laying in bed in the infirmary thinking about Rima because she's gay. Um,
She's like, why can't I stop thinking about this girl?
I have
Why can't I stop thinking
this electric
this
feeling.
electric feeling?
Hmm.
What's happening to my body? I think is even what she says at one point.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
like, girl.
and she goes home after this. She goes home after this, and she pretty much goes almost immediately to bed, uh, and has just horrendous nightmares.
Yes.
And I like the through line of these two stories is having scars appear on your body that you were not aware of,
Yes. Which
um,
is scary.
which does happen both times. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
It feels a little insane the second time,
The second
but
one,
yeah.
we'll
The
get
second one
there.
is there's some stuff to talk about there.
We'll get there.
It's kind of a mess. But but yeah, she wakes up the next morning with a mark on her throat with like a hole. Uh
Oh.
yeah, she has a wound on her throat. And she's like, "Oh my God, did something happen to me?
Yeah.
What could have happened to me in the night? Why is my window open?" Um
Hmm.
and she goes to school and Rima isn't there. Rima is absent.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got a bandage over the hole in her throat. And the girl behind her is such a bitch.
Yeah.
She's just like she's like, "What's with the bandage on your throat?" She's like, I just woke up with something and I covered it." She's like, "Let me see," and just pulls off
She
the
comes
bandage.
and rips her band-aid off.
And
It's
she's like,
like,
"Yo, what the
what the hell
fuck?"
is wrong with you?
She's just like, "Oh man, that's nothing," because it's like a little pinprick at this point.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh my God," she's like, "You notice Rima, isn't it?" And she's like, "Yeah, I think she's out sick." She's like, "Huh." And she's just like, "I don't have that electric feeling today," as she's walking home. "I just feel a little anxious." But she finds herself in front of an unfamiliar building, a, uh, a stately house with a gate.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks up and she sees on it Rima is one of the names. the Ogata household, and she's just like, "How did I get here?" And she's almost unconsciously reached to push the buzzer when she stops herself because she feels eyes on her, and she looks up and sees Rima in the window with her snake eyes.
There she
And
is.
she's like, "Oh God!"
And then she screams.
She screams
Because she screams
too
every
hot.
time. She's screaming again.
She's made out of screams. And we'll find out later that she has a good reason to be.
I mean, maybe.
But as she goes home, she's eating dinner, and her mother's just like, "You haven't even touched your dinner." It's like, "What's wrong with you?" And Grandpa is sitting there, and Grandpa is just like, "Something came into your window last night."
It's like, what the hell? What is
Grandpa,
wrong
what
with
the
you?
fuck are you saying? It's just
He's
like,
yeah.
I was just like, "That's what I saw. I might have been too sleepy." She's just like,
It's like, I have a second-story window, Grandpa.
And her mom's just like, "Well, we'll lock your window. It's supposed to be a windy one tonight anyway." She's like, "Okay, fine." And she locks her window and she goes to bed and she has a horrendous nightmare about some sort of fucking lizard man
Yes.
banging on the window,
Lots of scary moments.
crashing through. And she's just like, "Oh God!" And there's like shattered glass falling on her. And she wakes up. She wakes up screaming, and the wound on her throat is bleeding actively. She's like, "Oh God!" When she sees the blood, she screams some more. Lots of screaming with Masami. Um, is the next scene that she just goes to the guy?
Yes.
Yeah. We don't have time to establish characters here. We're introducing them in the scene they're useful in.
Yes. She's gonna find a classmate.
She found a
talk with.
classmate named Kazuo. I assume it's just the author. Incidentally, he's the only one who actually dies, as far as I can tell.
Yes.
Um,
He doesn't make it.
but she's just like, "I'm pretty sure Rima is a vampire," and he's just like, "Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you just jealous because she's beautiful?" He's just like, "No,
It's
no,
like,
I
no, seriously, man, look at this wound on my neck.
look at this wound on my throat, and I found a strand of black hair in my fist, and." My windows are open in the morning when I get up. And she went to Mexico, right? Did she like run afoul of some curse or legend in Mexico? And I was just like, "Oh yeah, they put the stone mask on her."
Yes.
Play roundabout. But he's just like, "Well, why don't we videotape her? If it'll make you feel better. Make you feel better. We'll hide a video camera in your bedroom and we'll catch her in the act if she's doing it." And she's just like, "Okay." So they go home and they set up the camera, right? And she's just like, it's just like, "All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go now. You can go. You can go to sleep." And the camera's set to recording, right? And she has the same dream. She has the same dream where something is smashing down through the glass on her, and she wakes up screaming like almost immediately. And they're both there. Her mother is there, and he's there even. I don't know why he's there.
Yeah, it's unusual.
It's a little strange in the continuity, but whatever. We'll gloss over it. But she wakes up. She's like, "I had a horrible dream. I had the worst dream I've ever had. There was some sort of creature, and I was like, its mouth was full of spiders, and I was sucked in. I couldn't escape." And he's just like, and she's like, "It's okay, it's okay." And she's like, "I feel like I'm forgetting something. The videotape." It's like, "Mom, can you get out?" And she just pushes her mother out. Her mother is so poorly animated that she looks like one of the background characters in one of the educational anime we've seen. She looks like she's from Les Miserables.
They were cutting some budget corners in this anime for
They knew
sure.
it. They knew exactly what they wanted to animate and what they didn't give a shit about.
Yeah.
All of the
Yeah.
budget went to Masami screaming.
Yes.
Which is very funny because OVAs usually have higher quality than TV anime because they did not have advertising budgets or a box office to rely on.
Right.
but yeah, she's like, I can't watch the video. I'm too scared to watch the video. And Kazuo's like, I'll watch it for you. And he plugs it in while she's turned away, and we don't get to see the video. But we just hear the noise of her being attacked. And then we just hear him start to scream. He's like, oh God.
He hates it.
He hates it.
He hates it so much.
He gets his own scream moment. His face gets all fucked up for a second.
Yeah, that's a funny thing that happens in this show. When people scream, their faces contort in such the like nasty way. It's kind
It's
of
like
fun.
it's Junji Ito shit. I
Yeah,
really like
it
it,
kind of,
actually.
yeah.
It's the
It's
high
kind of
point
fun.
of the OVA. But yeah, she's like, what did it show? It's just like, I can't, I have to leave. You should watch this on your own. She's like, oh God, I can't watch it. I can't bear to see what's on it. And we cut to her walking to school later. She's like, I can't imagine what's on there. But and she's walking past the Ogata place, right? And an ambulance is loading Rima into the back. She's just like emaciated.
She looks like a slurped Capri Sun. She has been slurped.
Still alive, but so weak she can't move. And she's just like God, she's pretending to be sick. Cover for her nightly activities. And she goes to school again. And she's talking with the girl behind her. It's just like, yeah, did you hear Rima transferred again? Yeah, she transferred away to another school. Oh, I see. Like, well, maybe it'll be okay. It's just like, and like, just like, wow, did you change your skincare routine or something? You're so much prettier today. And she's like, oh, and later at home, she's like, wow, I do feel better knowing Rima won't be back. And am I prettier somehow? That's ridiculous. She's just like, I gotta watch the tape, don't I? I gotta hunker down and watch it. I don't want to see it, but so she sits down to watch the tape, um, and the tape is of her from a profile angle because it's on a bookshelf on the opposite wall from the window. And she's just like, oh, here it's starting. I'm being attacked. And she starts moaning and writhing, and then the bandage pops off of her throat. Because this is where it gets fucking metal.
This scene is fucking incredible, and it's such a good twist.
It's fucked up. This is what I come to OVAs for. I come for the weird shit.
Yes.
Nobody was there to stop them. Because the hole in her throat pushes the bandage off and opens up into a gigantic maw of teeth. And she's just like, oh God, I remember what happened.
And the monster the whole time.
Yeah. And the next scene is her standing in the open, like in an open, like, double door window at the Ogata place. And she's like, give me your beauty, Rima.
Yeah.
Her fucking whole neck is open into this horrifying maw of teeth, and her actual head is like
tilted backwards.
hanging back like a Pez dispenser, covered in spiders and shit.
Oh, it's so bad. It's really bad to look at.
And like like Rima's father's about to shoot her with a gun, and like one of her classmates is just like, no, that might be Masami, don't shoot. And she's like, that's not a human, that's an evil spirit. He's just like, light the incense. And they pass out because she hits them with a gas attack.
Yeah, the room fills with evil smoke or something.
She belches evil smoke into the room and knocks everybody out.
She's fucking vaping.
It's a powerful. Yeah, she vapes on them. She knocks them over with a fucking wave of strawberry banana.
It's the worst flavor, man.
Many such cases.
And then she fucking gets Rima.
She fucking gets her. That's the best way to describe it, because she just knocks the sage out of her hand, and just thrusts her horrible, like, tongue.
She has like an alien
throat.
protruder, like, proboscis thing that slurps in there.
It can't just be. It can't just be me, but this was fucking insanely homoerotic.
Yes.
I mean,
You're
yeah,
just a lesbian, chill out.
but in like the
Yeah.
traditional horror way of being homoerotic.
Yeah,
Yes.
obviously.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
But yeah, she's just all the way down the throat to the point where like her big mouth that opened up from her neck is like clamped down on her scalp.
Mhm.
Oh, man.
And I'm just like, wow, that's fucked up. And then it cuts back to Masami, like in the real time, watching, and she's like, I was better off not knowing. And I was just like, wow, that's a good ending. And then it got even weirder because because it isn't the ending, and the next scene is at school with her coming around the corner with the guy Kazuo backing away towards a window, and her eyes do the thing again.
Yeah, she scares him so bad he just falls out of the window and
Yeah, she
dies.
scares him out of the window and he fucking dies, and
He
that's the end.
Mhm.
It's the end. His body turns into like ash, and it's just because they didn't want to animate it good.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
just a blur.
that guy
Like a
got
little.
that guy got fucking owned.
It was quite funny.
So
Very
yeah,
funny.
you're just a lesbian. Chill out.
The lesbian reading of this is the best way to watch it, actually.
Yeah.
um,
My take.
so let's move on to our next one, which is
Well, we get a little intercital, which is like a chibified version
oh yeah,
of like chasing after like the camera guy and like eating
yeah, it's funny.
like
But
Yeah.
this OVA doesn't take itself too seriously, which I
yeah,
quite
obviously.
like. Um, uh, and then our next one is, by the way, I didn't catch the name on this short story, but I did catch the name on the next one because it's just the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Uh, and we open on Miko and Nanako watching horror movies, and Miko is doing her best Masami impression at first because she's
Yeah.
genuinely scared of this film they've gotten, and
Miko
Nanako
is the
doesn't give a
scared
shit at
girl of the
all.
episode.
Uh, Nanako doesn't give a shit at all.
Yeah.
I love Nanako's energy. These two are so much fun. I feel very bad about what happens later.
Girls' night.
Because they really are having girls' night. Because they're not only are they watching horror movies, but they've like fucked the whole room up. It's covered in
Yes.
like packages for like coffee candy and popcorn, and
We're
she's just
eating
like,
snacks, we're drinking beer, and we're watching shitty horror
she's
movies.
just like, I gotta hit the John. The beer goes right through me, and she's just like, you know it. Get the next
That's
videotape on while I piss.
let's go, bestie.
Um, and she's thumbing through the rest of it too. She's like, wow, does Nanako have like rent any movies that aren't horror? What's wrong with her? A sentiment that has been echoed to me recently in my most often used Discord. Um, I'm sorry about how I am. Um,
I'm right there with you.
but but yeah, Nanako, meanwhile, after having used the watershed, um, catches a glimpse out the window of the house on the hillside, illuminated by the sunset. She's just like, huh. And she takes Miko up to the roof of their like apartment block, and they're looking out over it, and she's just like, we gotta explore.
Let's go to the haunted mansion.
And Miko's just like, are you out of your fucking mind? You're not gonna do that. Just like that's supposed to knock that place down anyway. And she's like, well, now we definitely got to do it tonight.
It's definitely cursed. There was a suicide there, or maybe it
It's
was a
like
murder.
I heard there was a suicide by fire, or there was a murder. It's like, oh wow, the energy between these two is great. I love them. It's like Scooby Doo shit,
It
which
is.
makes what
Mhm.
happens later like actually kind of brutal.
Yes.
Yeah.
um,
Because, yeah,
so
we'll get there.
so So yeah, she drags her out there. She's like, I'm just gonna look. I'm just gonna look at the place. She's like, of course you're just gonna look at the place. You're just gonna walk me over there. It's fine. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
it's not gonna be fine. You know how this works.
Yeah.
She's gonna make her go in there.
Mm-hmm.
And interestingly enough, before they go in, they actually bump into who are out there, and it's just like, what are you doing here? It's like I gotta ask you the same. It's like, you felt the call of the haunted mansion.
So now we have 4 girls in our haunted mansion girls party.
in our Scooby Squad.
Yeah.
And they slip in through a gap in the fence. Poor Miko is just like, we're just gonna look. Oh fuck! Don't leave me alone on the street.
Nice.
And they pop in. Now here's the problem for me. We watched this on a 7-year-old upload on YouTube, where you can watch it should you so desire. It was obviously scanned from a VHS tape that was old then. It is
Yeah.
fucked up.
Also, compared to the first one, I feel like they took a lot more shortcuts in the animation.
Well, the thing is the characters are animated well and they're quite charming, and I like them. I don't know what the fuck's happening with the environment. It is so dark that I cannot see anything.
There's a particular moment where Nanako's head just kind of zoops across the screen perfectly smoothly, and it was so noteworthy that I wrote down the timestamp of 2513 if you want to watch it later.
They're doing the old berserk thing.
Yeah, she just kind of her head slides across the screen and it made me laugh, so.
Oh man.
But anyhow, we'll look at those images later on, because now we've got to explore this
I don't
haunted
have the video up
mansion.
anymore. I can't track through it to find it. But yeah, they're gonna explore the haunted mansion, which is primarily blue and black, and that's about all I can tell you.
Yeah, there's a mouse at one point.
There
I
is a
think
mouse,
Miko waves at it.
which is very cute.
She's just like, "Hi, mouse."
Um,
She just waves at it. It was very funny.
it's Scooby-Doo shit right up until they find the children's room, which you can
Yes.
see because all of the toys and stuff are animated like them rather than the background. So they're actually quite bright.
Yes.
Um,
And there's a lot of them.
there's a lot of them. They're looking around. There's a baby rattle. There's a haunted Victorian doll on the floor. Uh,
Yes.
you ever just pick up a haunted doll?
No.
But yeah, they're poking around. It's just like it must be a children's room. It's just like, yeah, this music box has lots of like little rings and stuff in it. And she was thumbing through it for a second, and when she looks back, she's like knuckle deep in blood.
Yeah.
And the whole room starts bleeding. It's like, oh fuck.
Uh-oh.
And she backs up against a dresser, and then she's like, come on, Miko, like snap out of it. She's like, oh, okay.
And all the blood
And
goes away.
all the blood goes away. And they're looking out in a crib where the haunted doll is, and they're just like, wow, you think this shit is cursed? This is my favorite line of the entire OVA, because she just picks up this doll and goes, you think this is cursed?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
do you think about this one?
What about this
She
one?
said at you.
Hello, ghosts. Curses.
Bitch ghosts come out.
Bitch ghosts come out. And boy,
Mhm.
it's about to.
But yeah, they're just like, wow, it must be an antique. And it's just like, what are these stains? Because she just clearly has blood stains all over her legs.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh god, it's got blood on it. It's
And
cursed.
they go to put it down. It's like, let's get out of here. And then they're just like, Nanako, behind you. This is funny because if they had just left, there wouldn't have been a problem. They should have probably
Yeah.
just fucking left at this point. But yeah, there's a silhouette out there, and as they're backing up, Nanako's foot like brushes a
Like a
uh,
Fabergé egg or something.
it's
Or
just like
like
it's a silly little tin toy
a nesting doll. It's a little
of
round
the
oval shaped
yeah,
toy of some sort.
like a little duck type thing.
Yeah.
But it's a tin toy of the old type that used to be popular in like the 50s and 60s. And she picks it up and it's just like, what are you gonna do? And she just fucking yeets it at the silhouette. I was just like, oh, it's gonna be like it's just gonna be like a wood panel or something that looks suggestively like a
Yeah.
person. And then they'll just like, aha, and then they'll all go home. No, it was a ghost.
No, it was a fucking
Yeah,
hag
it
or
was
something.
It was like a
Ghost.
fucking hag ghost, and she turns she rounds on them, and there's a scene which is genuinely like good like storyboarding here. It's a good filmmaking. This would work in a modern horror movie where
Yes, once again, we're hitting the part of the episode where they've used the budget.
they're all backing away from the camera as it comes towards them. So you're led to believe that the camera is the ghost lady. And as they're backing up, they're like tripping over each other, and you're just like, oh shit, they're all gonna have to run. Except the cute glasses girl like is a little too slow, and as the hag woman like approaches her, she's got like a horrible face. She really does look like an old Scooby-Doo monster.
Yeah,
But she's
she's
got a
really
horrible
bad to
face.
see.
But as she closes on the cute glasses girl, just like lines appear on her like arms and legs, just circumscribing like her upper arms and her thighs, and she just comes apart at the seams.
Yes.
She just pops
She just
apart,
kind
arms
of,
and legs. And
yeah, like
I
as
was
if
like,
she's
oh
a doll.
fuck,
She
she's
just,
dead.
yeah,
Yeah,
not
but
good.
dolls don't generally have that much blood in them.
No, no, this is no good.
And you're just like, oh shit, I guess that's the stakes. The rest of them must have to overcome some challenges to get out. Oh, they're not getting out, are they?
Nope. They don't get out. They
Because
all
yeah,
just kind of pop apart the
yeah,
same way.
she closes on them. Nanako is particularly rough because she is standing protectively in front of Miko, and they're trying to back down the stairs, and it happens really slowly to her.
Yeah, her like head pops off.
Yeah, her fucking head pops off, and Miko falls down the stairs, and remains conscious just enough to make eye contact with Nanako's rolling head.
It's really
I'm just like, wow,
horrifying.
this is so fucking brutal.
It's a lot.
Like, what did they do to deserve this shit? And
Well,
then
they threw a thing at the hags,
they
so
threw a thing.
they threw a
They were
thing, unfortunately.
disrespectful in someone else's house. But and then Mio wakes up from a nightmare. She's like, "Oh God, was I asleep? Was that
Like,
a dream?"
oh, it was all a dream the whole time, huh?
And she goes to wash her face, and she briefly like blood drips into the water, and she's like, "Oh God!" And she looks up and sees the hag's face in the mirror, and she's like, "Oh God!" And when she backs off and touches her face, she's like, "Ah, I'm normal. I'm seeing things. I'm too scared." And she goes to school. She walks to school, and the glasses girl from earlier pops up behind her. She's like Miko. She's like, "Oh God, you're okay." It's like, well, yeah, well, why wouldn't I be okay? It's like, oh God, I'm so happy you're actually okay. I do have this weird scar though, and it's this line perfectly bisecting her bicep.
Like where her arm popped off. And Miko's like, "Oh no!"
She pops and then she runs into the other one, and she's got two of them around her thighs. I'm just like, these are notable scars, ladies. You should be more concerned about these. And she's just like, I don't have anything on like that on me. I don't have anything like that on me at all. And she like clearly checks herself over behind the building, like looking down her own shirt, and she's like, I don't have any marks on me at all.
She's like, "I gotta find Nanako."
And she's like, I gotta find Nanako. What happened to Nanako? And she finds Nanako talking to somebody, and she's got a clear one just all the way around her throat. Like, oh God. And they talk it out, and they're just like, did we really go to that haunted mansion? We've got to check.
We've got to go back. It's
This
like,
is the
no, you don't.
And they immediately go back. That's the next scene. I'm just like, oh fuck, why did you do this?
Well, honestly, it wouldn't have mattered.
I don't know if it would have mattered. I don't know if any of this matters. And
Yeah.
just like Carl in the Evangelion elevator. ain't none of this matters. Because yeah, they climb up the stairs and they find a corpse face down, and they're just like, oh my God, who is that? And she reaches down and grabs the body by the hair and pulls her head up, and it's her. It's her own face staring back at her, and she's just like, "It's me." But if that's true, then who am I? And she turns into the hag, and
She turns into the hag.
all the others pop apart.
I guess if we want to go with a secondary through line, it's the main character being the monster secretly.
I guess.
I mean, this one was like
This
less
one-
of a it was the
this-
monster the whole time, but
This
you
one
know,
makes
still.
less sense.
Yeah, I mean, it was more silly.
And then they all die. That's it.
That's it. Oh, and then they have
Killed.
the little clown guy pop back in,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
little narrator, and he's like,
yeah.
maybe they had a.
And he's like, he's just a head
He's just
now.
a head on the swing, which I think is very funny. And he's just
Yeah.
like, maybe they shouldn't have did that. Peace.
Ever think of that?
No, yeah. No, but he's also like, oh, well, maybe it was a moment of them trying to make sense of it before they perished. As they were dying, they just had this one last memory of being alive.
He's got such a weird energy because the presenters for these things are like they even, in fact, the show itself references presenters of horror media with Vampirella. But but yeah, usually the presenters have like some like clever wordplay or something, and he just comes back as a head and is basically just like fucked up if true.
Yeah. He's like, wasn't that weird?
He takes a hit off a joint. That was fucked up, wasn't it?
He was
Yeah,
like,
wasn't that fucked up?
he's like, yep, that was scary. Don't
See
try
y'all
this at
next
home, kids.
time.
Don't do this.
So that was the curse of Umezu Kazuo, or Umezu Kazuo no Noroi. What did we think, gang?
It was
I thought it was okay.
I enjoyed this as like a one-time watch. You know what I'm saying?
I like how the OVA
Yeah.
cover completely spoils the ending of the first story.
Oh no.
Straight up does. It just shows the monster.
Fucked up. Oh wow.
But yeah, there's something about these. I want to put this in the same classification as like as what was it? Laughing Target.
The laughing target
and
the one piece dress.
Yeah,
dress or whatever.
Yeah, One Piece Noroi, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, as just like one off, hey, isn't this fucked up?
Yeah. No, it's fun. And again, when they actually got to the scary parts, they did put like energy into the scary parts, and I appreciated that.
The climax of the first one was genuinely fucked up.
Yes.
It was like as close as you're gonna get an anime to like Cronenberg shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The second one, like the part where they were falling apart was fucked up. I feel like the ending where it was fake, but it wasn't fake, was a little cheesy.
I'm just like, this is the.
I feel like that weakened
Yeah.
it.
They're stretching.
You've got the spirit, like a little puppy dog, but you don't quite have the technique on this one.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But I'll give it credit for that tracking shot of them trying to back up away from her.
Yes. Yeah, because it looked like the hag like walked through one of them almost. Which she kind of like fell to pieces. It was scary.
A trope that will be used later to less horrific effect in many anime.
Yeah.
She did fucking Judgment Cut on them from Devil May Cry.
Yeah, kinda. Wow.
Anyway.
Anyhow, yep. We
horror
watched
media.
a scary one, and anyone who's listening, you can go watch this one too.
It's
on
just
YouTube.
there. It's free.
Look it up.
There is a surprising amount of free anime just on YouTube.
Yep.
Uploaded by people who don't have the rights because.
But no one cares.
But the companies that made them do no longer exist. So who gives a fuck? Anyway.
Gives a fucking shit.
I'm happy with that. It put me in the mood for the first of Halloween.
Yes. This was a good October starter to me.
We'll see what else I have in store for you.
Ooh, what
anyway,
will he bring us?
If you'd like to tell us a nonsensical story about how you and your friends were cut apart into little doll pieces, you can do that at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is one the word, not the number. If you wanna I don't know, you wanna have girls' night, we can do that. Let's arrange something. We're on Twitter, we're on Blue Sky, we are at One Episode
beers and coffee candy.
We'll have some beers and candy and go to a haunted mansion.
I'm much more amenable than that than having a night intruder steal my beauty while I sleep.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't.
Easy choice.
We cannot do that one.
Man, that was really fucked up. The end of that sequence was really fucked up because it looked like she had like almost completely eaten her.
Her fucking tube thing went down her throat. It was so
Like,
nasty.
fully down there, and she was like latched on with her teeth and like her fucking hairline.
You're just a lesbian. Chill.
This kiss is too deep.
Yeah,
When you
it
slurped him
happens
like a
though, you
Capri
know.
Sun.
Too aggressive. You need to back off a little.
Oh God.
Mhm.
Oh man.